Welcome to a series of training videos exploring FortiOS 6.2.4. In this video we will be covering service objects, or more simply custom ports. To access service objects we navigate to Policy and Object, Services. We can see here that a list of categories the FortiGate has already created for us. If we expand some of them, we'll see a list of common services and their relevant ports. To create a new service we go Create New, Service. We're going to give the service a name, in this case NetSweeper Proxy. We're going to pick a relevant category. This is to keep the FortiGate interface nice and tidy, in this case Web Proxy. We're going to leave the protocol type, address and destination port selection alone and specify our port 31280. If we had a range of subsequent ports we could enter a high port here, for instance 31290, and that would include that range of ports. If we had other ports that weren't in a range, we can add like this, and we can enter various ports here, add more that were required for the application. Get those out by hitting the X's. We'll cover some of these options in more detail in a minute. Hit OK, and we can see here under Web Proxy that our NetSweeper proxy port has been created. Now we might have many things that we want to create for NetSweeper, so instead of just grouping them in Web Proxy or other categories, we're going to create our own category. To do this, click Create New Category. Give it a relevant name, in this case NetSweeper. Okay. And drag and drop this to wherever you want it to appear in the list. Now we'll just leave it here. We'll go back to Policy and Objects and Services. And you'll see it doesn't appear in the list yet. That's because there isn't a port in the list. To change that, we're going to go back into NetSweeper Proxy by double clicking it. We're going to change the category to NetSweeper. Hit OK. And now we can see we've got a NetSweeper category with one port in it, which is the NetSweeper Proxy. Finally, to cover off some of the other options in the Create New Services functionality, we're going to go Create New Service, and we're just going to cover some of the basics off. Protocol type, most commonly you'll want TCP or UDP, but you can also select ICMP or an IP protocol number if you desire. We can tie the port to an IP address by entering it here, or an FQDN by switching it to FQDN mode. We can switch from TCP to UDP to SCTP by dropping this box down. And we've covered off the low ports, the high ports, and adding different ports in the last section. Generally, source ports are created dynamically, but if you want to specify that for any reason, you can turn that on and specify the source ports in the same manner. Because it's uncommon, the FortiGate generally hides it from you. Thank you.